Lego sets is more lucrative than gold, art and wine. Co-author on the study is Dr. Victoria Dobrynskaya, who is with the Higher School of Economics in Moscow. I apologize, Doc, for butchering your name there. I really tried my best to get it right, and you had given me instructions just before. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with this study, because this is investment I could finally get on board with. What was the methodology, and what were the numbers that you came up with?
Okay, so we look at the whole Lego market, Lego secondary market, and this market is quite big. In fact, and we're talking about sealed unopened sets, okay? So sets which haven't been built, and we study more than 2,000 Lego sets issued in different years, starting from late 80s up to now, up to 2015 actually. And we find that in the general market, the return is positive and quite high. It is about 10–11% per annum, which is higher than some traditional financial instruments generate. However, there is very high variability and cross-sectional deviation of this return. So some sets generate a lot higher returns than other sets. So it's important to look at particular sets and to know its investment like opportunities.
So what are the sets that you found gave the greatest returns? Because not all sets are created equal. On the desk here, you've got a Star Wars set. What did you find gives the best returns?
Yeah, exactly. So we find that the sets which are most rare, for example, sets which were issued in limited editions or which were given in some promotional events, or sets which were targeted at adult audience initially. You know, these big sets which are actually quite expensive on the primary market as well, but they're targeted at adult collectors. Sets which relate to some famous movies like Harry Potter or Star Wars. These sets generate the highest returns, of course. And these returns increase even more, for example, with the release of some new movie or some new series. So that's also what we could observe.
And this is a long-term investment, right? We're not talking about buying a Star Wars Lego set this year and then selling it next year, or are we?
Yes, so what we find that at least you need to hold sets for 2–3 years. So the returns, the positive returns start to generate after 2–3 years, after sets are retired from the primary market, after sets become unavailable in stores. Because when you can buy a set in a store, of course, in the secondary market, it's not worth buying it there.
All right, Doc, how does this second-hand market work? Like, how do you access it? Say you do have a Lego set at home that you bought a few years ago, didn't open, and you're looking to tap into this market. How do you go about it?
The easiest way is just to put it on eBay, and that's it. So eBay is the main Lego trading platform, I should say. There are local platforms, of course, but eBay is the main global platform where you can, so afterwards you can ship it around the world.
And it's not,
there are some transactions.
And it's not just Lego.
Yes, there are some transactions.
From what your study shows, it's not just Lego. It's exotic toys or like rare toys in general.
Of course, all collectibles actually. Some, I don't know, small machines, models of cars, or some figures of superheroes. All these toys generate quite high returns. But the problem is that there is no systematic data set to study the market, you know, from the academic point of view when you need to look at a great data set. So for Lego, we managed to generate this data set, and this is why we studied this market separately.
Dr. Dobrynskaya, there are Lego collectors all over the world who love you so much right now. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Victoria Dobrynskaya of the Higher School of Economics in Moscow. Basically, Annika Larson, what the doctor is saying is if you had not opened this Lego set and used it, you could have sold it for big money.
Well, the reason I bought it was to get my child or children off screens. But I do have some unopened ones, and because I offered up your services for free, in error, erroneously, and because you can no longer pay your rent because you're offering up your services for free, you can have the Legos.